Your body is doing incredible things every single second, and most of the time, you don't even notice. From your stomach rebuilding itself, to your brain using enough electricity to power a light bulb. Some human body facts sound almost impossible, but they are completely real. In this video, we're looking at 7 human body facts that sound fake, but are actually true. Some are strange, some are surprising, and some might completely change the way you think about your own body. Let's get into it. Your stomach is one of the most powerful parts of your body. Every day, it helps break down food using stomach acid. And that acid is strong enough to damage human tissue. So here's the strange question. Why doesn't your stomach digest itself? The answer is because your stomach has a special protective lining. This lining creates mucus that acts like a shield between the acid and the stomach wall. But even with that protection, the inside of your stomach goes through a lot. It is constantly exposed to acid, digestive enzymes, and food being broken down. So your body has to keep renewing it. In fact, the cells in your stomach lining are replaced very quickly, often within just a few days. That means your stomach is constantly repairing and rebuilding its own protective layer. Without this process, stomach acid could cause serious damage. It sounds strange to think that part of your body is being replaced again and again without you noticing. But it is happening quietly all the time. So your stomach doesn't survive acid by being indestructible. It survives because your body is constantly renewing its defense system. A stomach lining that replaces itself every few days sounds fake, but it is completely real. When people think of strong materials, they usually imagine metal, steel beams, iron bars, concrete buildings. But one of the strongest materials you carry around every day is already inside your body. Your bones. It sounds unbelievable, but bone is incredibly strong for its weight. In fact, when compared weight for weight, bone can be stronger than steel. That doesn't mean bones are impossible to break. They can still crack or fracture if enough force is applied. But their strength is amazing because they are not just hard. They are also lightweight, slightly flexible, and built to absorb pressure. If bones were completely solid, your body would be far too heavy to move properly. So instead, your skeleton is designed with a clever structure. The outside of the bone is dense and strong. The inside is lighter, with a honeycomb-like design that helps spread force while keeping the bone from becoming too heavy. This is why your bones can support your body, protect your organs, and handle the impact of walking, running, jumping, and lifting. They are living tissue too. They can repair themselves, grow stronger with use, and constantly renew over time. So even though bones may seem simple, they are one of the most impressive structures in the human body. A skeleton stronger than steel sounds fake, but your bones prove it is real. Your brain is one of the most powerful organs in your body. It controls your thoughts, memories, movements, emotions, breathing, heartbeat, and almost everything else you do. But what makes it even more amazing is how much energy it uses. Even though your brain only makes up a small part of your body weight, it uses a huge amount of your body's energy. In fact, your brain uses roughly enough power to run a small light bulb. That might not sound like much at first. But remember, your brain is doing this all day and all night. Even when you are asleep, it is still working. It is sorting memories, controlling your breathing, keeping your body running, and sending electrical signals between billions of nerve cells. These brain cells, called neurons, communicate using tiny electrical impulses. Every thought you have, every sound you hear, Every movement you make and every memory you create involves signals traveling through your brain. And all of that activity needs energy. So while your brain doesn't glow like a light bulb, it is constantly active behind the scenes. A soft, silent control center using power every second of your life. The idea that your brain uses enough energy to power a small light bulb sounds fake. But it is completely real. When you hear the words glow in the dark, you probably imagine something bright. A neon sign, a torch, or something shining clearly in the darkness. But here's the strange part. Humans actually glow. Not like a light bulb, and not bright enough for our eyes to see. But our bodies do give off a tiny amount of visible light. This glow is known as biophoton emission. It happens because of chemical reactions taking place inside our cells. Every second, your body is working. Cells are using energy, repairing themselves, breaking down molecules, and carrying out countless reactions just to keep you alive. Some of these reactions release tiny amounts of light. The reason we never notice it is because the glow is far too weak for a human vision. It is thousands of times dimmer than what our eyes can detect. Scientists have used extremely sensitive cameras to capture this faint light coming from the human body. And interestingly, the glow can change slightly throughout the day. So even though we look completely normal in the dark, our bodies are quietly giving off a tiny invisible shine. Humans glowing in the dark sounds fake, but it is completely real. Your heart is one of the hardest working parts of your body. Every second, it is pumping blood around you, delivering oxygen, carrying nutrients, and helping keep your body alive. But here's the amazing part. Your heart beats around 100,000 times every single day. That means while you are walking, eating, sleeping, talking, or even just sitting still, your heart is constantly working in the background. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to remind it. It just keeps going. Each beat pushes blood through a huge network of blood vessels that reaches almost every part of your body. Your brain needs that blood. Your muscles need it. Your organs need it. Even the tiniest cells in your body depend on the heart doing its job. And over a lifetime, those beats add up to billions. It is incredible to think that something inside your chest works all day and all night without stopping. Most of the time, we barely notice it. But every heartbeat is part of the reason you are alive right now. A heart beating around 100,000 times a day sounds unbelievable, but it is completely real. Did you know you are slightly taller in the morning than you are at night? It sounds strange, but it is true. The reason comes down to your spine. Between the bones in your spine are soft discs that act like cushions. They help absorb pressure when you walk, run, bend, lift, and move around during the day. But as the day goes on, gravity is constantly pulling down on your body. That pressure slowly compresses the discs in your spine. The change is small, so you probably never notice it. But by the end of the day, you can be slightly shorter than you were when you first woke up. Then, while you sleep, something interesting happens. Because you are lying down, the pressure on your spine is reduced. The discs have time to rehydrate and expand again. So when you wake up in the morning, your spine is slightly stretched back out. This is why you are usually at your tallest first thing after sleeping. It doesn't last forever though. Once you stand up and start moving, gravity begins compressing your spine again. So yes, you really are taller in the morning than at night. It sounds fake, but it is completely real. When people think about the human body, they usually imagine human cells, skin cells, muscle cells, blood cells, bone cells. But your body is also home to trillions of tiny bacteria. And here's the strange part. Scientists estimate that the number of bacteria living in and on your body may be slightly higher than the number of human cells you have. That means you are not just one living thing. You are like a walking ecosystem. Most of these bacteria live in your gut, especially in your intestines. And while bacteria often sound like something bad, many of them are actually helpful. They help break down food. They support digestion. They can help produce certain vitamins. And they play a role in your immune system. Your skin, mouth, and stomach all have their own tiny communities of microbes too. Together, this is known as your microbiome. The balance of these bacteria can affect how your body works, how you digest food, and even how your immune system responds. So even though you feel like one person, you are actually carrying around trillions of tiny living organisms every single day. The idea that your body may contain more bacterial cells than human cells sounds fake. But it is completely real.